Hello, welcome to learning how or experimenting with water soluble oil paints. I went to a clearance sale for an art store, a local art store. You can watch the video if I remember to put it in wherever it is. And there's no refunds, and I didn't even know they existed, so I accidentally bought them. And now I'm going to learn how to use them. Let's get started. Hello everybody, I just realized I gave zero explanation as to what I'm doing, but I am painting a decapitated piñata for a self-identity piece. That's what this project is. I plan on doing some kind of blood or red dripping from the end of the head, as well as some spilled candy that is also red to mimic the guts coming out of it. Hello. I just finished my base coat and a couple of observations I've made. But for this paint, which is this paint, when I squeezed it out and I brushed it, there's some parts that were like straight up red. So the pigment didn't, you can see a bit right there, right? Like the pigment didn't get mixed completely in the tube. And then the green, that's 2 layers. And I just like barely diluted it. But this is what I have so far. And yeah. Now, if you don't know what a piñata is, it is a cardboard slash newspaper made thing. It's a variety of different shapes. It's typically, or at least originated as like a donkey or a star. But more recently, now you can have like Elsa's piñata. I've seen like taco ones at Target, which is weird, but whatever. And so it's just a bunch of newspaper layers because these needed to be super cheap, and they were about to be broken apart and have all the candy fall out of them for the kids. It's just newspapers wrapped around and layered to give it like a furry feeling, but it applies to all of the types that they are. I just thought furry was a nice way to kind of describe it. And so I'm adding the texture and the layers, 3-dimensional feel to it. One thing that was a limitation here was that I didn't have a piñata that I could use as a reference. So I had to follow whatever the lighting was in this picture that I found, which I thought was alright. I don't really think I changed it a bit. I just stuck with what it was, which some artists will be like, oh, you're gonna change your reference or else you're just copying it. And then other artists are like, bro, just use your references all you want. Like, who cares? That's what they're there for. I'm the artist where it's like, I cannot go to across the world if I want to paint mountains. Like, I'm gonna copy these mountains exactly. So that's what I'm doing here. Future Luna here, because Luna in this audio clip could not form a full sentence to save her life. But here is where I am at right now. The goal of this kind of segment was to get the values, not so much focusing on the texture of like the newspapers. I just wanted to put the lights where the lights went and the darks where the darks went. And in this clip, the green, aqua teal, whatever you want to call it, is a lot more vibrant than it really is. Okay, hello everyone. It is Day 2 of painting. I touched up the colors a bit, but I think I'm gonna have to wait for it to completely dry so then I can do a last coat for the texture. And then I also need the background and then the little candies. I think it's definitely the canvas I'm using, but look, you see all the oil everywhere? Oh no. I don't know enough to know what that means. Like, do I have to wait for it to completely dry? Should I keep painting? I did indeed just keep painting, and today I am working on the background. I already decided on a color because off camera I took a picture, digitalized it, and then I just spent maybe like 20-30 minutes just color choosing a bunch of colors and seeing which one looked best. And I decided on this kind of pastel lime green. I don't know why I said lime. Lime is very like a green salsa, which I thought was kind of fitting for this. I actually just made that connection as I'm doing this voiceover. Anyways, I needed to do the background first because then when I went over with on the actual piñata for the colors again, I didn't want to have that really awkward, annoying, tiny space that you get when you try and not overlap. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like that right there, you see how there's that tiny little space? If I was to not do the background and then I was to go on the piñata and do the little flicks of hair along the edges for the texture and to just add any like that extra oomph, it would be super hard and super annoying when I then went in with the background color afterwards. And so yeah, I just thought it'd be better to do it after so that before. And so I could also get along with the candies and just seeing how the piece looked overall. Woo-wee! Now this is where it kind of starts to go all wrong. I won't talk about that too much, so then past Luna can talk about it. But one thing I noticed is that this really doesn't have a smell. Like the oil paint smell, it was absent. I have made a mistake that hopefully is easy to cover up. But I used the magenta as a base for the red candies. And it is a little too too pink, and like the entire thing is pink, so I need to wait for it to kind of completely dry so I can overlay with red, because it needs to be red so it can look like blood, like it needs to be red. So I think that's really all I can work on today because of that little mistake. Welcome back to my oil painting journey. This is day 4. I skipped day 3, I didn't do anything. Instead I worked on my acrylic painting, which you can find video here. It had an entire day to dry, so I'm gonna go over the pink looking candies and hopefully turn those into red. Fix up the little cardboard bits that are happening on the top. You see how pink that is? Like that is not in any way red, that is pink. Sometimes you gotta go with the flow. But this time was not one of those times. And we got a lot of work to do. Who thinks I'll be able to get the right color this time? If you said me, you're wrong. I had more issues with it. Let me explain to you guys. This red is so much more red, while these two are so orangey red. The one that's like red is Grumboucher red, whatever this one is, while the other two are cadmium red hue and permanent alizarin crimson. But look how you can see how different that is though, right? Like how red that one is, ignore the little bit of white in there, and then how orangey that one is. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Oh my gosh, I have hit that art roadblock. It's that time where you're like, everything's going great, and then you get to a point and you're like, I hate this. Wrong! It's just because it's hard and it didn't come out the way that I thought it would. And this is my second try, so I have to go back for a third try on the candies, on the cardboard, and on the eyes. But I need smaller brushes, so I'm gonna have to put this on hold and just wait until tomorrow till Michael's opens up. And that's if they have these brushes, because several times when I go they're sold out. And I never bought any itty bitty tiny ones because I never needed them, like the little itty bitty ones, but now I do. This is the smallest one I have, and that's pretty big. It's 3/8, I think it said. Oh no, that's the bigger. Anyway, whatever. So, another stopping point. Incoming Luna from the future. I know, right? I was editing and realized that I did not film anything past that point. So let me show you how it ended up coming out. So here's what the final product is. I really think all I did afterwards was this kind of stuff with this and then that. And then I did a little bit of oil. It's all oil pastel, by the way, on it. So this is how it ended up coming out. I'm pretty happy with it. Everyone in my class gave good critiques. My professor loved it. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm putting out a video about how I did this, so you should stay tuned for that. And I have an entire year-long series planned out, all art. So it's gonna start in June or July, right in the summer. I think the end of June is when the first video is gonna go up. So I'm excited for it. You can subscribe if you want to be informed when that comes out. You can check out my playlist of art stuff here, and thank you for watching. Bye.